anything, no? If I put this in presentation.
Yeah, we can see it. Okay, welcome everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to the second day of MobileSoft 2021. My name is Rui Abreu, and besides being one of the program co-chairs, I'm sharing this keynote session today. We are very pleased to have today as a keynote speaker Deepak Daswani. Deepak is a very well-known computer engineer, hacker, cybersecurity expert, speaker, lecturer, media collaborator, and book writer, and he comes from. So he has worked as providing specialized training in cybersecurity for many companies out there. But maybe we'll say a few words about himself as well. So in the interest of time, I will just skip that. Once again, thank you so much, Deepak. We'll look forward for your keynote. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. Hope you are... I have the presentation put in the screen, so I cannot see the application that we are using. I hope you can see me well. It's all set up and you hear me. Please confirm
the slides. Yeah, we can see the slides, yes.
Okay, so thank you very much for inviting me to this conference, and thank you for reaching to us. Today we're going to talk about a framework that is called Tacyt that we've developed at 11pads. 11pads is the cybersecurity unit, cybersecurity company of Telefonica. That's changed its name to Telefonica Tech. As you've introduced me, my name is Deepak Daswani. It's a strange name for a Spanish guy, because I've been born and brought up in Spain, in Canary Islands, but I'm of Indian origin. But as you can see, I don't look like an Indian guy. Maybe they've changed me at the hospital. I don't know. I said that in all the conference. When I go to the hotel and I'm going to going to do a checkout, which I've already paid the room, they always ask me, "Hey, you are not this guy, Deepak Daswani." But yes, it's me, no? So as I think Rui has introduced me, I'm IT engineer, computer engineer, and I've been working in hacking and service security for the last many years. Previously, I was developing software. I was software engineer and working for some companies like banking companies, and then for a government company here at Canary Islands. I live in Tenerife, and I was working here at Canary Islands for a company that developed his applications, like Google Earth. In fact, it's the company that gives the images of Canary Islands to Google Earth. Okay. Then after that, I went to work for the Spanish National Cybersecurity Institute, which is a government company that takes care about cybersecurity, and I was the security evangelist, always representing the organizational media, researching technical hacking skills, and being at conferences, doing awareness stuff and all that. After that, I worked 2 years for Deloitte. Deloitte has its own cybersecurity center, which is called CyberSOC, and I work for the CyberSOC Academy, doing training in cybersecurity and hacking skills to different kind of objective publics. And after that, I established myself as an independent professional. I work on my own, but apart from working on my own, I Telefonica as a chief security ambassador of 11pads, which is, as I've told you, the cybersecurity unit of Telefonica. Okay. Apart from that, I'm in many conferences, hacker conferences, inspirational talks, and I collaborate a lot with media of press, radio, and television here at national level in Spain and almost everywhere. Okay. Apart from that, I don't know if you speak Spanish, but I've published a book with the biggest editorial group in Spain, which is called Planeta. The book is called La Amenaza Hacker, that means hacker's threat. And the important thing is that, I don't know if you know these guys, but in the hacking field, they are reference. Kevin Mitnick is the most famous hacker in the world that was caught by FBI in 90s. And then the prologue, so he has put a quote in the cover of the book, and Mikko Hyppönen, which is a very famous guy, he's speaker of TED also, he has written the prologue. Okay, so today we're going to talk about Tacyt. Apart from that, I'm going to show you a few researches that I've made in the mobile application field. Okay, in the hacking of mobile applications, a few things that I've discovered, vulnerabilities that I've discovered that are really interesting, and different things. Okay, so I'm going to dedicate some part of the talk to talk about Tacyt, and then we'll show these things. Okay, so I'm going to start here. But okay, so what's Tacyt? No, Tacyt, it's a big data that holds information about mobile applications. Okay, as we all know, and many of you, I think many of you are familiar with mobile application development, and Alessandra told me many of you are students, many of you are researchers, so you know which are the things related to cybersecurity and mobile application development. So more or less, we have some kind of risks. No, we have outside risks that third-party apps can involve to us, which are brand spoofing, counterfeiting and tampering, spyware, intrusive adware, and of course mobile malware. No, we've been many mobile malware applications are also inside the official markets. No, that's happening or has been happening not only on Android but also with the Apple Store. No, so and then apart from this, that outside risk we have, the applications could lead to applications we can develop also. We could lead to information leaks, vulnerabilities, because there's a bug in the code that it derivates in a vulnerability. And then apart from that, lack of vision and control, or using vulnerable services or libraries. No, sometimes we develop good code, but we are introducing another element, which is a vulnerable service or library that contains a vulnerability and can lead to a problem for our users. Okay, so that's more or less the scope we have. No, so Tacyt, what it does is it takes applications from different sources. Okay, it consolidates all the information in a big data and allows the analysts to search, inspect, correlate, and monitor data of all applications. No, sometimes you want to know which applications have some developer developed, or which applications share the same email address for the developer, the same certificate, the same hash, or the same links, because that could lead you to discover some things. No, for example, sometimes when you can know that certain application is, of course, a malicious application because it does something strange. So maybe you can think that all the applications developed by the same guy could have malicious behavior. Okay, so how do you search all this information in a market that is always increasing? No, so Tacyt, as we've said, takes all the applications and allows you to search and classify all these things. Okay, so basically that's the functionality, the features Tacyt has. No, mobile market continuous monitoring, app metadata display, contextualization through app metadata correlation, attribution, because then you can set which is the attacker, campaigns of malware, and also pattern-driven detection, automated alerts. Okay, so Tacyt is a normal, it's a app that we are going to see now. We're going to do a normal demo, so a real demo, but basically you can search in our big data all the information of these applications. Okay, and you can do any different kind of searches, and we're going to see some queries that we are able to do. And it first it started as a project that was storing information only of Android App Store and Android Google Play. But after that, we started to add different sources. Okay, so we are going to see right now which are the different sources you have. No, for example, I think the best thing is to see our presentation. Meanwhile, we also see the demo. Okay, the real-time demo of Tacyt. I'm going to. You are seeing, you know, everything fine here. Okay, so as I told you, we can see here we have the dashboard. Okay, we have here the different kind of search queries that we've done before and all that. Basically, we can see we have applications from Google Play, Apple Store, Aptoid, Mobile Genie, Mobile 9, and also we have applications that some user can upload. No, if you have an application, you can upload it to Tacyt to see all the things, all the features of Tacyt in your application. Okay, so for example, if I do like that, I can search the details of all the apps of Google Play. No, we have 7 million versions of 4 million apps. No, okay. So it's interesting that we have not only the live applications that are now still working in the market, but also we can know which are the applications that have death. No, for example, applications that they are no more working in the market. No, they are not available. For example, that date. We can, of course, make queries with and or, because to have the strength of the system is to make these queries that can lead you to different discoverment, no, to discover malicious apps or whatever. No, it's important to tell that Tacyt is a framework of cyber threats, which is a product of Telefonica that it's used by our analysts. I'm the final customer of the organization. Can have access to the results, no, of the researches, but not to the application. Okay. So, for example, if I do this kind of query, I could get to know which are all the applications that are stored in Tacyt, but they are not more. They are not working. They are not now available in the market. Okay, in Google Play, for example. So all these applications they are no more available. For example, this Cheetah Mobile, you know that it's a developer that Play Store, Google Play, remove all the applications of this developer because they were considering that they were doing strange behavior for the user. No, we're going to see, for example, one application, and we're going to see which kind of information is stored by Tacyt. Okay, for example, of course, title, platform, origin, whatever, no, size. We can do many type of searches and queries for size, versions, name of the packet, whatever. No, SDK, sorry, links, no? And for example, here, the manifest, we can see content providers information. All this information is available in Tacyt for all the applications, no? Also, for example, for applications of iOS, okay? You can upload your own application, as we told. You can upload the AP key or the IPA, no? Whatever. IPA, as we tell in Spanish, okay? You can see the permissions, and you can query for applications with certain permissions in order to look for malware, no? Like, for example, applications that ask for camera, for internet, for SMS, whatever, no? As we can see, this application of Cheetah Mobile, which was for clean, well, it was sold as an antivirus and cleaner, asked permissions for everything, almost everything, no? Okay, and then you can see the API keys, certificates, the hash. You can, for example, search for different apps that share the same hash, the same certificate. You know, that's it's not a vulnerability, but it's a bad practice of programming, because applications that share the certificate could spy in through the broker, okay? Then at networks, analysis of code, you can see all these things. Email of the developer, or of different emails that are set in the application. Apart from that, you can see and search for all the links that are in the application. Okay, this is a very cool feature, because with this you can try to you can query whatever and you can find strange things. No, we're going to see some of them. Then, apart from that, domains, URIs, all the domains involved. Then you can see another hashes, another strings and you can search from this string to see if there are more apps that share the same string, and then you can identify malware or whatever. All the days, information of developer, okay, and all these things. You know, you can see also the comments in the store. All this information is available for all the apps, but the thing is not that only, but the thing is that you can search for this, okay? Let's see some queries, so you can more or less, so you can get to know what things we can do, no? There you have, no? Simple query. This is the information you can see. For example, you can query for the date of creation of the app, for the origin, as we can see, for the permission, for the title, links, platform, of course, size of the application, creation date, certificate, price, whatever you need, okay? Apart from that, we have more advanced queries because we use Obfstat antivirus, so we can also search for applications that could be identified as malicious apps, no? And also we can try, for example, this. With this with this search we can use this search to identify apps that have links, but that are an IP address. Okay. For example, we go here. The same app, but we can, for example, this is a Xiaomi app. It's an app developed by Xiaomi, and we can see all these IP addresses that are hard coded and links. No, For example, this was a good example that some guy put a few years ago, but it's no more working. But I'm going to show you. I think this was the application. Okay. Here you have Dropbox, email, push password. This guy was storing sharing the link where he had the password of a Gmail account, but it's not working right now. Okay, but that day, a few years ago, you could go to this link of Dropbox and get the password. Okay. Then more things that we can find. For example, all these apps, for example, are asking for SMS. These are legit apps and famous apps like Facebook, like WhatsApp, like Instagram. So, for example, we could find applications that have the word WhatsApp in the title and ask for SMS. For example, this one. And try to see what's there in the app, no? Then we could see this guy has only he has only one app, but we could see, for example, how all these apps share the same search. Why? Because they are all made with this, no? So this could lead in a security problem, security risk, if the different apps are using the same certificate. Okay. Apart from that, we can have also here filters, because you can use in Tacyt you can subscribe yourself to a filter to know if some new apps are identified by some rules, and you can define the rules to know if these apps are in a category that you set. No, for example, possible malicious apps related to Shua Bank, that was a famous botnet that was discovered with this Tacyt. Okay, so but it's an old filter, as you can see. That was in 2014. No, apps related to some malware, that was this malware. Is this your photo? That it was an identified malware. So we could, if different apps that are related to this developer could be identified with this filter. No, so you can use this filter that we have here set, and you can subscribe to a filter, and then you can know which are your filters and apply filters to know and to search for these things. Okay, so this is a quick overview of what's Tacyt. we can do many different things, not only in the perspective of identifying malware, okay? And these are some of the features, okay? We can use also, we have also an API. You can use Tacyt with Python or Java, okay? And we have many functionalities that someone can use, not only trying to analyzing malicious apps, but also doing many other different things. No, I'm sure that you, as developers or researchers in mobile application development, could find different kind of things that we could do with this framework, okay? Because it shares all the information of all these apps. So sometimes when you want to find all this, or for example, you want to do this kind of queries, no, for example, I want to know, here I have it, no, applications that are not in Google Play and not in Apple Store, and which other applications we have, no, for example, or applications that, for example, no, yeah, I'm going to find all the applications that have Yahoo address. No? Developer is a guy that have as a Yahoo account, for example, no? Or Yahoo account and it's asking for the camera, for example, no? So if you want to find all these things in the same place, nowadays you cannot do it. You have to do your manual work. So here we have this framework, this big data, where we store all this information, and we can use it to extract information and to use this information to have insights and know and extract our conclusions. Okay, so more or less this is Tacyt. I hope you've liked the framework. And apart from that, I wanted, as we are this is this is, for example, the yes, this, no? I wanted to show you this. For example, Google removes app that was spying on Indian Army, no? This app that was called Mesh app was banned from Google, no? So you can see, for example, which was malicious link that was this one, no? With this IP address uploading the file, no? And you can see also how the hash is used to identify another different malicious app, and how you can use this and identify the virus total. Okay, so there are some kind of malicious use that you can do, malicious behaviors that you can identify through Tacyt. Okay, so apart from that, I wanted to show you these things. I have it here. I'm going to do it very fast because I had half an hour, okay, no, for all the talk, and I think I have 10 minutes more. Okay, I'm going to show you 3 different things that maybe you can like. So I don't know if you want to see it. Okay, this is one of the most different things or strange things I've hacked. This is a turntable. No, I like to mix music. I really love music, and here in Tenerife, there's a big culture of electronic music, of mixing. So these are, I don't know if you use mixers, but if you know about this field, all the most famous brand and vendor is Pioneer. Pioneer is the number one in digital turntables. Okay, as Technics was the main vendor for the vinyls. Okay, many years ago. So Pioneer has an app called Recordbox that you can use it in your mobile to transfer music from the mobile to the turntable through the Wi-Fi, through a Wi-Fi. Okay, so I discovered some vulnerabilities researching, and I discovered that I could do different kind of things. For example, spying and knowing which information was going to how do you say, the next track that someone was transferring from the mobile, so you could steal the information of the next track that the DJ was going to play. Okay, if you don't have a good ear, you can use Wireshark to see which is the next track. But apart from that, you could steal the track. So when a DJ is playing normal commercial music, it's the same because that music is available on internet. But when someone is playing a new song that is not still in the market, you could still. Okay, and apart from that, I could lead on a denial of service. Okay, I could stop the session of a DJ who was doing a show by transferring another new song from the mobile and stopping the song that it was playing. No, so this I have a few demos that I have them I've shown this in many conferences. But apart from that, you can see it in 2 different programs of television. I have the demo. We can see it right now. But I think we have not so much time. So I invite you to look for that demo, and also you can find it in the 11 Paths talk of Internet of Things. Okay, because with this, the Pioneer turntable, which is a normal turntable, it enters in the category of Internet of Things devices because it's a normal device that has its own functionality, that is playing music, but as you are through connectivity to another different device, which is our mobile, it's connected, and as it's connected, it could lead to a risk for the user if things are not well done. No, so in that talk you can see that demonstration. Okay, and I have it here, but I think we have little time, so I'll leave it there. So if you want to see it, you can search for it. Okay. Then apart from that, this is another research I did a few years ago, which is Training Gym. Training Gym is an app, mobile app done is done by a company here in Spain, which was developing software for 1,600 gyms in 16 countries, and that's almost 10,000 million of people using that app. Okay, so that app has had different features. You could see information of the gym, exercises, training. You could hire, do the reservation for the activities. For now that we are in the COVID situation, you have to book your hour to go to the gym. So all these things are done through this app. Okay, and I found that there were many vulnerabilities. You could hijack the session of a user. Some things were not done by HTTPS, so the information was not getting ciphered. Many things, but the most important things were this: I could get to see the training routines of all the customers, not only for my gym, but of all the gyms that were customers for this app. 1,600 gyms, 10,000 million of people. no, 10 million of people around the world. Okay, so I could see all the training routines. So I could enumerate all the users, knowing their name and surname, and also the name and surname for the trainer and the gym. And you can do then scrap users at Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. Okay, I'm going to show you one video of this. But then apart of that, this is the best, no? When you go to the weight machine, uh, weight machine of death, as I call it, because it doesn't only show you your weight, it shows you your weight, your IMC, your metabolic age, basal metabolism, your calories, and it shows you a graph, as you see, with green, red, or yellow, no? I don't have any problem in sharing mine because it's all green, no? I wake up early in the morning at 7 o'clock almost every day to go to the gym, and I try to do my best, no? So it's all green, so there's no problem. But some people maybe could not want this data, sensible data, health data, to be accessed by anyone. If you see this, you think that this encrypted, but it's not encrypted, it's coded. Okay, so you can get to see all the information of everyone. Okay, and I reported this vulnerability to these guys, and you know who answered? No one. But someday I came out in the news national level after a conference where I showed these things a month after sending this mail to these people. And of course, the next day, the CEO of the company answered back to me because he wanted to talk with me and all that. No, so we are going to see. Look, here we have. Here we can see how this is in the navigator, but of course, all the information is extracted from the mobile app, doing research through a proxy, okay? So using a proxy to know which are the links that is using, no? So here you can see, as we can changing the only the parameter, we can access the data of another guy. But also there's a SQL injection also there, because as you see, I can see the week 1 or the week 4 for the training. But if I put this or one equal one famous injection of SQL injection, you can see how you can see the information of all the different weeks. Okay, so here you can see that there's, apart from the enumeration of all the users and their routines, you can see that there's an SQL injection in the service. Okay, but apart from that, the real cool video demo is this one. No, this is real time, and this was made in the conference that I showed you before, where I was in the news and showing this. No, of course, in the news, national news in Spain, and all the faces of the guys were pixel. Okay, but here you can see real information of ago, how you can see all the information of the PDF of the users. Okay. Okay, so I think it's cool, no? You can see how risky is to do things badly, because you can expose data of many users. Sometimes there's not only malicious apps like we've seen in Tacyt, but also there are many apps that, if they are not well developed, could lead on exposure of many critical data of users. Okay. Apart from that, I have another thing that I discovered last year, and that I thought that it was good to show in this conference. I'm going to do it very fast because I think we are almost on time. It's Samsung SmartThings. I don't know if you know what's Samsung SmartThings. Many of you maybe have a Samsung TV at home. And if not a TV, some of these devices, no, all these devices but not only of Samsung, but apart from Samsung, there are many top vendors involved in this ecosystem that's called Samsung SmartThings. It's developed by Samsung, it's created by Samsung, and maintained by Samsung, but it integrates devices from many different top vendors. Okay, so you can have TVs, AC, dry cleaner, wash cleaner, robots, oven, whatever, no, cameras, sensors, whatever, smart plugs, smart bulbs, everything. So all these can be controlled through an app, which is called SmartThings. Okay, this app, this app has some common controls for each device, but also specific controls for each device, because it's not the same. You are not going to have the same controls for a TV than for a AC. In a TV, you are going to increase the channels. In the AC, you are going to increase the cool or the heat. Okay, so but it almost works the same. No, devices get to know each another one in the same Wi-Fi network. Devices are attached, and you confirm with a PIN number. Many of you, I imagine, have used this. So I was trying to research to see how this worked, and I thought I used three kind of approaches to do this research. Monitoring Wi-Fi traffic between the TV and the smartphone, doing man-in-the-middle attacks with RP spoof between smart TV and the mobile device. I don't know if you are familiar with all these concepts, because they are technical concepts of hacking, but I think many of you maybe could know some things that I'm showing here, no? And then analyzing mobile traffic with burp proxy with the certificate installed to see if I could capture the HTTPS links. Okay, so I was discovering different things, and the research is very complete, because I had to research a lot to reach all my conclusions, because there was some information, but there was lack of information and not things. No, so I'm showing you some screenshots. I have a more big technical talk, showing all this stuff, okay, and how I discovered this and which is the problem. Here I could find some links of traffic when I was using my app and doing these attacks or monitoring traffic, but I was using the app and I could not find any link, any URL with the address of the controls, sending commands to the TV. So I was wondering how this could be. And I found that some things are happening in the local network, but then all this service is controlled via cloud. Because if you see here, three types of devices: cloud connected devices, direct connected devices, or hub connected devices. Okay, so all these things I was finding while I was researching, and I was seeing that, for example, you can see this remote control or some things that you tend to think that are links, requests sent by the by the SmartThings app, but it's not like that, no. So then I tried to keep on researching, and well, I discovered some kind of weird things, no. But to make this, how people say in English, to make this really long story very short, I'm going to show you that I found one flaw, one vulnerability. No, I found that all this SmartThings control is going through an API, which is called api.smartthings.com of Samsung. But in the iPhone, in iOS ecosystem, you cannot do nothing. But in Android, I found that in some requested, the authentication bearer token was being shared. So, like all the documentation is open because you could use this ecosystem to build your own application, no, to make requests to the different devices. I found that the token was shared. So with this token, you could do the request. You can see there how I'm doing the different requests. And this is my first request that gives me a 200 successful result, and it gives me the information of my devices, no, devices that I can control through SmartThings. Okay, so with this I could play and do some kind of things. No, I'm going to show you. Here you have. This is a video where I can use the token and control the TV with my laptop. Look, I'm increasing the volume, doing requests, and decreasing the volume, changing channels, muting. All this is done because we are capturing the token from the Android application of SmartThings. I don't know if I explained this very well because I've done it very fast to try to show you different things in of the talk, but I wanted to show you things that I've discovered in this field of mobile applications that I would think maybe you don't know, and you can search for them and maybe you find it funny or interesting, apart from showing you a framework called Tacyt, which could be useful for your work. Okay. Apart from that, I discovered another vulnerability in the Samsung Smart TVs, but that could lead to a denial of service. No, you can fire any application like Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, or whatever application you want to fire without any kind of authentication of confirmation by the user. So if someone is using the TV, watching the TV, or watching Netflix, you could fire any application in the TV in the Tizen operating system of Samsung, Tizen, and the user can't do anything. No, it's like having another remote control and doing whatever you want. Okay, so well, these are the things I wanted to show you. Okay, the thing is that with the SmartThings, with the things, we could also with that token we could not only control TVs, but we could control everything, okay, from everywhere. Because as you see, you can control your devices from one place all over the world, okay. So you can see there are 393 products that are compatible and working in SmartThings. So all these devices could be hacked because of an vulnerability in the official application of Android of Samsung. Okay. So this is some things I wanted to show you. Hope you've liked the talk. Thank you for everything. Thank you for inviting me. You were not seeing you were not seeing this, no?
Yes, we are seeing your screen. Yes, we saw the video.
No, but after the video, I show you some slides, but I think you didn't.
Yeah, I just unmuted myself because we have 10 minutes. Well, less than 10 minutes, and we have a couple of questions.
Okay.
But anyway, so thank you so much. Let me just. I mean, I don't think. Can you see the chat or not, or do you want me to read the questions?
The chat is where? The rooms.
Okay, I will read it just in the interest of time. So the first question that we have here is, how do you extract URLs? I would guess you search for all hard-coded strings and then you use some regular expression to identify URLs, the same for IP addresses. So this was done when we were talking about Tacyt and showing Tacyt.
But which is the question?
How do you extract URLs from the apps?
The apps are extracted using different kind of techniques of analysis of. It depends because we have Android applications and also iOS application. Okay, so it depends. But doing this, the URL, for example, you can, how do you say, decompile the applications to extract the links, no? Using different kind of methods to decompile applications.
Right. Okay. So the other question from Daniel Dominguez is, what is the heuristic for identifying API keys and for what services?
Sorry, what?
What is the heuristic for identifying API keys?
No, well, all the new applications API that are published in the market are captured by Tacyt.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
now another question from
and there are many different sources where we are taking all these apps. Okay, if you want, I can see the chat also, no, by myself. But where is the chat here?
So the chat should be on your right hand side, and then it says page chat.
Here it says keep an eye on the chat, but I cannot find the here. Yeah, here. Okay.
So I'm reading this. Let me see this. The second question. You have this with a blue background, right? So I have made the first question. Then is the second one from Daniel Dominguez. Then another one from Daniel again.
Would it be possible to run scripts over the data in Tacyt without having to download everything one using the API? Yeah, it would be possible, but here in Tacyt, we've done all this, and you can use the API of Tacyt to do whatever you want, but you can use the interface that we have. It can be used as I showed you. Okay, but you are asking me over the data in Tacyt without having to. Yeah. You can do it through the API. You could do whatever you want. Okay. Then Alessandra is asking about the gym.
Yeah, what was the vulnerability?
The PDF was not ciphered, and with trying doing requests, asking once you had the token to be in the app and you were logged in the system, you could try to retrieve data from another user changing some parameters, and there was no control of that your user has certain permissions to only your PDF, because as no one could try to look for another PDF, but if you started to scrap in different numbers, you could get all the URLs for the PDFs, and you could get these PDFs coded. Then you decode the PDF and you could see the data. That was one of the vulnerabilities. Okay.
Mhm.
No, the story and the other question of Alessandra, the story is very large. They fixed all the vulnerabilities after they saw me on national TV, and they had a meeting with me, and I gave them all the information freely. Okay, and then they told me they wanted to do a pen test over the systems, and they were going to call me, and they never called. So it's a big story.
So
And
have you tried it again? Have you tried it again? Is the vulnerability
no,
still
but
there?
no. Of course, the PDFs are now this app is still used by all the gyms nowadays to do all the reservations of the when here we have some kind of restrictions. It depends on the moment, but a few weeks ago we had to book our hour to go to the gym. Now we don't have to do it, but maybe in a few weeks it's again the same, no? So all the system of reservations was also vulnerable, but now I think it's fixed. So I'm not checking again, but
Right.
I gave them all the information of all the mistakes, no?
Yeah.
Daniel, yeah, the attacks over IoT devices, it depends. For example, the turntable attack, it's in the Wi-Fi between the turntable and the mobile, and the cloud, the SmartThings attacks. Yes, well, you need to be in the same network that the user using the Android app. Then you have to do a man-in-the-middle attack to steal the token. And when you have that token, you can do whether you can control almost any device that that user has in his account, and it doesn't matter where's that device. There are cloud connected devices all over the world.
So as long as you get the token,
I hope
from...
you understand me.
So as long as you get the token, then you can just you can just do it, right? Okay, I see.
So I was telling you that I hope you understand my English, because I've tried to go very fast and I've made many mistakes.
No, it was
Mistakes while talking.
It was understandable. Yeah, it was very interesting. Actually, ability with the turntable. It was also token related or something else?
No. The vulnerability is the traffic. The traffic is not ciphered. You can.
Oh, I see.
The traffic is UDP traffic, and I hacked this turntable, making my own packets with Scapy.
Yeah.
It's very cool, the work. I have the video here, maybe.
I was trying to find the video, but I couldn't. Maybe you can give it to me later, and then I can post it on. I can send it to the attendees.
I have here.
Or you can just paste it in the chat. Although we have like a minute. A minute will be kicked out.
No, wait, I have the video. I'll send it to you later. Okay.
Sounds good.
It's cool. It's cool. It's in two places. There's a program of DJs where I did it, and also a talk of 11 pads. I did different demonstrations. I'm going to see. I'm going to find the URL, and I'll put it here.
Yeah, thank you. Meanwhile, since we only have like 30 seconds, I want to thank Deepak, of course. Thank you for the talk. Very interesting. And for all the attendees, I hope you join the sessions later. Thank you so much. Yeah, see you later.
Thank you.
The link you can just put it or other.
For example, this is an all link that you can see, and then you can then